Hello everyone. In a previous chapter, we have discussed about manufacturing process of cement, chemical constituents of cement, hydration of cement, physical properties of OPC, field test and laboratory test of OPC, grades of OPC and storage of cement. And our second chapter is aggregate. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about requirements of good aggregate, classification of aggregate and properties of aggregate. Introduction. The materials used for manufacture of mortar and concrete, such as sand, gravel, etc., are called aggregates. Sand means fine aggregate and gravel means coarse aggregate. Aggregate give body to the concrete, reduce shrinkage and affect economy. Aggregate has a major part in concrete and cement paste act as a binding agent to bind the aggregate. As well as aggregate is a strong material, so shrinkage of aggregate is less. The mere fact that the aggregate occupies 70 to 80% of the volume of the concrete, their impact on various characteristics and properties of cement is significant. The quantity of aggregate in a concrete is more, so the properties of aggregate largely impacts on the properties of concrete. The study of the concrete is incomplete without the study of the aggregate in depth. Concrete can be assumed to be two-phase system, paste phase and aggregate phase. In a paste phase, paste of cement and water, and in aggregate phase, fine and coarse aggregates are included. Next point is requirements of good quality of aggregate. It should be clean and free from all impurities. Impurities like dust, plant leaves, stems, silt, clay, etc. It should be chemically inert. The aggregate should be free from chemical. If aggregate possesses chemical properties, then it may adversely affect on properties of concrete. It should be hard and strong. Aggregate has a major part, about 70 to 80% in concrete. So when concrete is subjected to heavy loads, then aggregate should be strong enough to sustain such heavy loads safely. It should have high crushing strength. Aggregate should not be brittle material. It should not be crushed under heavy load or sudden impact. If aggregate have more crushing value, then aggregate is soft, which is not suitable for concrete work. It may fail under heavy loads. It should be sufficient durable to resist effects of weathering action. The weathering action like hot weather, cold weather, and heavy rainfall. Because of such repetitive weathering actions, after few years later, strength of aggregate decreases. If aggregate is strong, then it has a more durability. If aggregate is soft and weak, then it has a less durability. It should not absorb water more than 5%. If aggregate absorbs water more than 5%, then that aggregate may be porous. Porous aggregate is weak and soft, which is not suitable for concrete. It should be well graded with minimum words. Grading of aggregate depends upon the size of particles available in aggregate. If all size particles available, then it is called as a well graded aggregate. Voids means empty spaces between the particles. Large size particles have big voids. That voids filled with smaller size particles. Smaller size particles also have some voids that filled with smallest particles. If voids are less, then cement paste properly coat over all particles. If more words are present, then some cement paste which is waste in filling that says words instead of coating over all aggregate. If aggregate are not properly coated with cement paste, then binding will not done properly. Then strength of concrete may decreases because of such weak bonding. It should be in a surface dry condition. Aggregate absorbs water up to some extent. If aggregate is available in wet condition, then it affects on the WC ratio of concrete. Absorb the extra water, add into the concrete mix, which is affect on the quality of aggregate. As well as in a wet condition, volume of aggregate increases. Its affect on quantity of material which is going to use for concreting. Next point is classification of aggregates. Aggregate is classified in source, shape and size as given below. A. Classification based on source: igneous rock, sedimentary rock and metamorphic rock. B. Classification based on shape: rounded aggregate, irregular aggregate, angular aggregate, flaky and elongated aggregate. C. Classification based on size: first, fine aggregate, second, coarse aggregate. Properties of fine and coarse aggregate: first, source, size, shape, texture, strength, specific gravity, bulk density, moisture content, bulking factor, cleanliness, soundness, chemical properties, thermal properties, durability, sieve analysis, and grading. First property of aggregate is source. Almost all aggregate materials originate from bedrocks. There are three kinds of rock, that is igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. Rock is any natural occurring solid mass or aggregate of minerals. The rocks are formed when magma and lava cools down. Magma cools down in earth crust and lava cools on surface of the earth. This classification is based on the mode of formation of rocks. Types of rock formed by physical changes such as melting, cooling, eroding, compacting or deforming. The concrete making properties of an aggregate are influenced up to some extent on the strength of parent rocks together with the subsequent process of weathering. Strength of rock depend upon the parent rock and weathering action like heat, rain, cold temperature and wind action. For example, generally coarse aggregate is made up of basalt rock. Basalt is a igneous rock which is tough and hard. Basalt is strong against weathering action, so we prefer basalt rock as a coarse aggregate for concrete. The quality of aggregate may vary to great extent due to change in structure and texture of the parent rock from place to place. Then second property of aggregate is shape. Angular, rounded, flaky and elongated, angular and rounded. These are the shapes of aggregate. Shape of aggregate is an important characteristic since it affects the workability of concrete and its strength also. Workability of concrete means concrete which can be placed easily without any segregation. Shape of aggregate is more important in coarse aggregate than fine aggregate. In concrete, coarse aggregate is used in more quantity than fine aggregate, and fine aggregate is used to fill up the voids between the coarse aggregate. So shape of the coarse aggregate is very important in concrete. The following table shows the classification of coarse aggregate. Coarse aggregate is classified into four types: rounded, irregular or partly rounded, angular and flaky. The rounded shape coarse aggregate have 33% to 35% void ratio, which is not suitable for concrete. For example, river or seashore gravel, desert, seashore and windblown sand. The second classification of coarse aggregate is irregular or partly rounded. The void ratio is 35% to 37%, which is useful for medium quality concrete. For example, peat sand and gravel, land or dug flints, cuboid rock. The third classification of coarse aggregate is angular. The void ratio is 38% to 41%, which is best for concreting. For example, crushed rocks of all types, talus and scree. The fourth classification of coarse aggregate is flaky. It has the highest percentage of voids suitable for lower grade of concrete. For example, laminated rock. Rounded shape particles. Less friction due to smooth surface, so smooth surface particles can easily slide down after application of load. Rounded shape particles have less contact area. Angular shape particles. More friction due to rough surface, so rough surface particle can't easily slide down after application of load. Rough angular shaped particles have more surface area than smooth rounded particles. Hence, bond formation is enhanced by giving greater bond strength. They have interlocking capacity, and because of interlocking capacity, particles stay at that position without any movement and gives firmness to the concrete. And concrete becomes strong and dense in tension as well as compression. So it gives superior concrete. So we prefer angular shape rough surface particle as coarse aggregate. Rounded shape particles have less void ratio than angular rough surface particle. It means angular shape particles have more voids than rounded shape particles. But angular shape rough surface particles have more voids and more surface area. So cement paste required to fill these voids in more quantity. That's why concrete will become uneconomical. But we use angular shape aggregate as a coarse aggregate, and angular shaped particles have more words, so we have to fill these words. Therefore, we use rounded shaped aggregate as a fine aggregate in concrete. We know rounded shaped particles have less words, so cement paste required to fill these words in less quantity. So estimated cement paste can cover all particles properly. Rounded shaped aggregate have less words and require less cement paste, so concrete become economical. Then let's see about flaky aggregate and elongated aggregates. Flaky aggregate. The aggregate is said to be flaky when its least dimension is less than 3/5 of its mean dimension. Flaky aggregate having small thickness. If least dimension means thickness of aggregate is less than 3/5 of its mean dimension or average dimension, then we can say that aggregate is flaky. These aggregates are angular, having small thickness of particle compared to width, where mean dimension is the average of sieve size through which the aggregate passes and the sieve size on which it is retained. Aggregate don't have proper even shape, so we can't measure the dimensions of aggregate properly. We use Indian standard sieves of sizes 80 mm to 150 micron for particle size distribution. The set of IS sieves of particular sizes is used, in which we place the aggregate sample and shake it. After sieving, aggregate having small size than sieve size, they pass through the sieve, and the particle who having size more than sieve size, they retain on sieve. The mean dimension of particle means average of two sieve sizes, one sieve size through which aggregate is passed and another sieve size on which aggregate is retained. An average of these two sieve sizes is known as a mean dimension of aggregate. For example, aggregate is passing through 50 mm sieve and retained on 40 mm sieve. The mean dimension of aggregate is 45 mm. Then 3/5 of its mean dimension is 27 mm. Mean dimension of aggregate is 45 mm. If thickness of aggregate or least dimension of aggregate is less than 27 mm, means 3/5 of its mean dimension of aggregate, then the aggregate is classified as a flaky aggregate. Then elongated aggregate. The aggregate is said to be elongated when its length is more than 9/5 times its mean dimension. These aggregates are angular, having small thickness as compared to length. For example, aggregate is passing through 50 mm sieve and retained on 40 mm sieve. Then mean dimension of aggregate is 45. Then 9/5 of its mean dimension is 81 mm. Mean dimension of aggregate is 45 mm. If length of aggregate or longest dimension of aggregate is more than 81 mm, means more than 9/5 of its mean dimension of aggregate, then the aggregate is classified as elongated aggregate. If flake and elongated particles are present in aggregate in large quantity, then such aggregate should not be used for concrete work because flake and elongated particles have more words, so concrete become uneconomical. Then, third property of aggregate is size. Under a given set of conditions, the largest possible size of aggregate practicable to handle should be used. The largest possible size will result in reduction in water requirement, cement content, and reduction of drying shrinkage. If size of aggregate is big, then its surface area is less, so it requires less cement and water. The size of aggregate is very important and it depends on many things. Thickness of section, the size of beam, lintel, column, etc. Spacing of reinforcement, the distance between the bars for easy passing of aggregate through bars. Aggregate size should be less than spacing of reinforcement. Clear cover. It varies according to type of section like beam, column, footing. Clear cover is the distance measured from the outer surface to the nearest surface of the reinforcement bar, and size of aggregate should be comfortable while mixing, handling and placing techniques. Limit the maximum size of aggregate that can be used under certain given conditions. For RCC work, 20 mm size aggregate is commonly used. Minimum clear cover is 25 mm, so 20 mm size aggregate is commonly used. Classification of aggregate based on size. First, coarse aggregate. The size of aggregate bigger than 4.75 mm is considered as coarse aggregate. Second, fine aggregate. Aggregate whose size is 4.75 mm and less is considered as fine aggregate. Fourth property of aggregate is surface texture. Surface texture is the property which defines whether a particular surface is polished or dull, smooth or rough. Surface texture depends on hardness, grain size, pore structure, structure of the rock, and the degree to which forces acting on the particle surface have smoothened or roughened it. As the surface smoothness increases, contact area decreases. Therefore, a highly polished particle has less bonding area than a rough particle of the same volume. However, a smooth particle requires a thinner layer of paste to lubricate its movement with respect to the other particles. Smooth surface particles have less surface area, so it requires less cement paste. Rough surface particles have more surface area, so it requires more cement paste. It will therefore permit denser packing for equal workability and hence will require lower paste content than rough particles. It has also been shown by experiments that rough textured aggregate develops higher bond strength in tension than smooth textured aggregate. Rounded shape particles. Less friction due to smooth surface, so smooth surface particles can easily slide down after application of load. Rounded shape particles have less contact area. Angular shaped particles. More friction due to rough surface, so rough surface particle can't easily slide down after application of load. Rough angular shaped particles have more surface area than smooth rounded particles. Hence, bond formation is enhanced by giving greater bond strength. They have interlocking capacity, and because of interlocking capacity, particles stay at that position without any movement and gives firmness to the concrete. And concrete becomes strong and dense in tension as well as compression. So it gives superior concrete. So we prefer angular shape rough surface particle as coarse aggregate. Fifth property of aggregate is strength. For making strong concrete, strong aggregate is an essential requirement. By and large, naturally available aggregate are strong enough for making normal strength concrete. Strength of aggregate should be more than concrete. Strength of aggregate is measured by a test known as aggregate crushing value test. Aggregate crushing value gives a relative measure of the resistance of an aggregate sample to crushing under gradually applied compressive load. The tests are carried out to measure the strength of concrete. First, aggregate impact value test. Second, Duval attrition test. Third, Dory abrasion test. And fourth, Los Angeles test. Sixth property of aggregate is bulk density. Bulk density for aggregate is defined as the ratio of net weight of aggregate to the volume of aggregate. Bulk density for aggregates generally expressed in kg per meter cube or kg per liter. Bulk density is inversely proportional to void ratio. If void ratio is more, then bulk density will be less, and if void ratio is less, then bulk density will be more. Various factors affect the bulk density. First, shape. Due to less void, rounded particles have greater bulk density. Rounded shaped particles have less void ratio, so bulk density will be more. Second, greater compaction gives greater density. Compaction means exertion of force on material so that it becomes dense. We exert force on low state material. After compaction, it becomes dense because of minimization of voids. Third, increase in grading increase the bulk density as graded aggregate have less voids. Aggregate having three grades: first, poorly graded; second, uniformly graded; third, gap graded; fourth, well graded. Well graded particles contains all size particles. That why voids from big to small all filled with all size particle. So voids are less in well graded aggregate. The sample which gives the minimum voids or the one which gives maximum bulk density is taken as the appropriate sample of aggregate for making an economic mix. Seventh property of aggregate is specific gravity. Specific gravity is defined as the ratio of dry weight of aggregate to the weight of equal volume of water. In other words, it is the ratio of density of aggregate to the density of water. Specific gravity is used in design calculation of concrete mixes. If the specific gravity of each constituent is known, then its weight can be converted into solid volume and theoretical yield of concrete per unit volume can be calculated. Average specific gravity of aggregate obtained from different rocks vary from 2.6 to 2.8. 2.6 to 2.8, it means aggregate is 2.6 to 2.8 times heavier than water. Its property of aggregate is absorption and moisture content. Some of the aggregates are absorptive and porous, hence this will affect the WC ratio and thereby workability of concrete. The porosity of aggregate will also affect the durability of concrete when the concrete is subjected to freezing and thawing, and also when the concrete is subjected to chemically aggressive liquids. It should be noted that if the aggregates are dry, they absorb water from the mixing water and hence affect the workability. On the other hand, if the aggregate contains surface moisture, they contribute extra water to the mix and thereby increase the water cement ratio. Both the conditions are harmful for quality of concrete. In making quality concrete, it is very essential that corrective measures are taken both for absorption and for free moisture so that the water cement ratio is kept exactly as per the design. Ninth property of aggregate is bulking of aggregate. The free moisture content of fine aggregate causes bulking of volume. The increasing volume of sand due to increase in moisture content is known as bulking of sand. The bulking of aggregate means quantity of aggregate appears greater, means volume of aggregate increases but weight remains as it is. Because of free moisture, volume of aggregate increases. Free moisture forms a thin film around each particle. This film of moisture exerts surface tension, which keeps the neighboring particles away from it. Therefore, force exerted by surface tension keeps the particles away from each other. Hence, no point of contact is possible between the particles. This causes bulking of volume. When water or free moisture come in contact with fine aggregate, the film of moisture forms around the particle which exerts surface tension, and because of surface tension all particles keeps away from each other, so contact between the particle is not possible, which leads to increasing volume of fine aggregate. Fine aggregate shows completely unrealistic volume due to bulking. After bulking, volume of fine aggregate increases up to 40%. Bulking of fine aggregate is more than coarse aggregate. The bulking of coarse aggregate is negligible. Necessary that consideration must be given to the effect of bulking in the proportioning of concrete by volume. While proportioning the concrete according to mix design, bulking of sand should be taken in consideration, especially in case of volume batching. Then the 10th property of aggregate is cleanliness. Concrete aggregate must be free from impurities and deleterious substances which are likely to interfere with the process of hydration, prevention of effective bond between the aggregate and matrix. Aggregate contains organic impurities like vegetable matter, oil, leaves, stems, etc. and inorganic impurities like sand, clay, etc. Presence of such harmful substances prevents the proper adhesion of cement on the surface of aggregate and thus affects the properties of concrete adversely. Clay and silt, if present in the fine aggregate in the form of coating or loose form, prevent the development of good bond between the cement paste and aggregate. The impurities reduces the durability of concrete. Because of poor bond between the aggregate, the strength of concrete becomes low, so life of concrete reduces. The organic matter interferes with the setting action of cement and also weakens the bonding of aggregate. The impurities affects on hydration process of cement and the bond between the aggregate and cement become weak. The excessive silt and clay may also necessitate greater water requirement for given workability. According to mixed design of concrete, we take all ingredients water, cement, fine aggregate and coarse aggregate in proper proportion by way batching or volume batching. We take water according to water cement ratio to prepare proper cement paste to cover all aggregate and bind them properly. Cement have size less than 100 micron. Silt and clay also having size less than 100 micron, which is equal to cement, and also present in powder form. Because of addition of silt and clay, the quantity of powder is become more, but quantity of water is as it is. Therefore, cement paste become thick, which is not appropriate to cover aggregate properly. So we require more water to do cement paste of proper consistency to cover all aggregate properly to bind them.